Good morning, everyone. Hello, hello. Sorry, I always have to wait a little bit. It's never sure when all the streams connect. Good morning. Hope everyone's having a great day. I'll turn on the webcam. Sometimes, especially on Mondays, I'm not quite feeling it. We're back. I have an energy drink. We're getting back into those. And hello, Kabar. Welcome. Welcome. Hope you're having a good day. Here we go. So we're going to focus on taking the wings, making sure we have the latest version uploaded. So I'll do this and this one and export both as long as that is disabled. Boom, export all collections. Happy Monday, same to you. Same to you. We made it through another weekend. The first week of 2026. Kind of crazy, to be honest. All right, exported. Now it's in Painter, so we'll refresh our mesh. And good, we do see some baking errors. That means we're good to rebake. Save. And bake. Let's put on my music. All right, we're back. Export those. This chair had gotten so squeaky all of a sudden. There we go. Okay. Wings look very bueno. What are we over on for our vertex count? This one should be. Right. I'm actually going to close this view layer completely because we made a scene, which I will add a underscore to. Hello, Seraphics. Welcome. Welcome back. Yes, indeed. Chilling over the weekend. Hope you had a good weekend yourself. We're just exporting this. Boom, exported. Shit. I always do that. Wham, wham. Okay, that would be missing. There was in the membrane bevel. Should be a little cutout on. Yeah. on here. I thought I re-exported, and I did. Why are the teeth floating here? They shouldn't be. Or maybe I do have the render on geo input. And still floating, yeah, still floating, which means that this is definitely still computing here, which I don't want it to. Right, just all right, give that a shot again. Apply modifiers. Okay, last try. And if that doesn't work, I'm not sure what else I could do. There we go. Okay, good. Then I was correct. Looks good. Okay, let's review our final edits. Getting very close to done. We fixed the wing fingers. There's a scale on the spine here that we're not properly dealing with. So I close these. That would be on the low poly for the body. So make a new layer. And this will be underscore body underscore low poly. Just say body, whatever. So that would be these ones right here. Here. 1 billion years later. Okay. So here we're using an object somewhere in here. It's either source objects or components. Should be a box right here. There we go. Okay, that's just floating in here. Wow, we got a lot. Let me make a new collection. We'll do UV proxies. Copy. Which is basically all these. Deselect this one actually. Boom. Yeah, turn those off. Load. Turn on just this one. Okay. So on the scales, we have delete mesh island by object proximity. That's not it. We're selecting the high poly one, aren't we? No, that's right. Source objects. Next time I'll do body source, wing source. Break these up a little bit more, because this is confusing to have this one tucked away. What we do right here, inside mesh to attribute. Cool. So that's what we want to adjust. Because if I visualize this situation, which I can't here, but it's not selecting all of them. Okay, inside mesh to attribute, let's go over to GeoNode master. We need a different mesh. We'll deselect. Okay. Duplicate. Move over. That way we've got some islands. Just creating an attribute. That we can set a name for. Interestingly enough, we actually can just directly output a selection now. Then we wouldn't have to name it. No, we can just directly output attributes. We don't even have to store anything. It's a little confusing, but I could just do this. And then we have output attributes. Interesting. And I don't even need this. Just sample it. And then we could use delete geometry. The attribute. And I would just name this one. So inside. Oh, that's a beautiful name. Boom. And then here. Inside. Okay. So what we want is for meshes that are pretty much mesh islands that have the majority of themselves deleted, nay, any value over 0 would get deleted or included in the attribute. That should be an option. We'll need a repeat node. Need a mesh island. Island count, that's how many times we're going to go through. We're going to go through this geometry. We're going to join it. No, we do have to add geometry. Guess we will be storing an attribute. Okay, well, that realization was short-lived. All right. Okay. So we will still want these nodes here. Just going to use this input geometry. And in order to figure out the island count, we would need to sample the geometry. And we'll just say index count. I guess mean would be fine. Okay. So that's how many times we're going to go through. From each mesh island, we want to see another stat. This goes in here. We figure out from this selection if the named attribute that we saved is if the sum of it is greater than 0. And if it is, then we store a named attribute. Again, that same attribute. Same selection. And we store it as 1. Seems a little heavy-handed. How many times are we going through? 18, that sounds about right. 18 times we go through this. Cool. Oh, well, this might be why. So if, we need a switch for a float that, depending on if it's true or false, there we go. So now any island it touches will also be included in this attribute. Let's add that as a switch as well. Right here to the full geometry. So here, say input. What's that input? Include affected mesh elements. But just include mesh elements. honestly, probably should be its own node. Yeah. Not going to change that right now, though. Excuse me. But now, our on our scales, if we go to the UV editing, excuse me, copy this, paste this here. We have this disabled currently. Cool. So now we can see full mesh island selection now that our attribute is included. Boom. Save. That will prevent our UV issue. We can go ahead and check that off. Cool. And the texturing for the body. Oops. Cool. Up here, they are not as shiny as they could be. I was correct. So we'll just do an actual template flat. That here. Just roughness. Save. Loaded. Oh, I didn't expect it to take this long just to save. Here goes substance for you. All right. Should have exported. Don't think it did. Just saved 1 million. Here's to save. There must be something with my hard drive. There we go. Much better. Okay. Shiny eye. Looking good. Next would be, we actually need to adjust a little bit of the high poly. Load. This one's a little more understandable why it's not loading. A very large file at this point. Okay, if I look at secondary meshes, save, disabled, bake, disabled the disable. Bada boom. Cross that one off. Save. Pictures, cat tax. Still just waiting on it to save. Good God. Do, do, do. Did I not export the high poly? Should work fine. Okay. That'll work. Okay, now the mouth texture. So close this again. Back to painter. I'm gonna put shadow for the back of the mouth, and a few pieces of shadow on the tongue as well. So get a template mouth. And in here, I'll grab these. And one. And in here, get a gradient. But right here, duplicate. It's going to be black. Roughness is or 1, fully rough, and some ambient inclusion 2. Roll that over, scroll it down. And change that contrast and balance. Push it back. Right about there. Now the back of the mouth looks nice and dark. Cool. Then we'll duplicate these. So we throat. These will be the teeth. And this will be the tongue. Disable that. Save. One day it'll load. Oh, good God. Perfect, dark green. Awesome. I swear I have a good computer. Holy crap. It's just saving. New hard drive time. Yoke. I wonder why it has just this random weight. That's okay. So let's make it a little less glossy. A little bit more ambient occlusion shadowing the mouth. I think we'll be good. A little darker, and then we just want a nice little outline around the edge. We can do that. Could do an outline. Could try to paint it. Try to fill it with something here. Let's try a fill. Tired. Tired already today. I guess I could just do the fill itself. Do UV projection. No repeat. no blur. So let's see if we can find a shape. Invert that. Can't invert just this. Cool. Or I can do subtract. There we go. Oh, good. Why does it take so long? I think I need to clear up my hard drive and switch the cache location once again. All right, but we just finished the mouth texture there. Cool. Next, we have a few more things, of course. We've got the wing animations. Visemes. Expressions. Gestures. And custom locomotion. The wing animation is definitely going to take the longest. In fact, I think I still have a bit more weight painting to do on the wings. Okay. Let's do that first. let's do the animation in the animation window. So we'll go over to that. And here, let's update the body. And we do relative, replace original, body, merged. Okay. Now space, boom, 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 boom. Perfect. Hide, duplicate, and apply. All right. So now, with that updated, the animation folder, review our seams. So we got quite a few expressions to make. But it should go quick because we